Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike.
I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Let me tell you about Crystal. It's a fine name, Crystal. She's a 33-year-old woman. She's from Kentucky. And, well, with a name like Crystal, you got to be thinking, sex toy probably involved in the story. And that's exactly what's up.
Way to typecast Crystals.
Sorry, buddy. You know what? It's just all my time on the main stage.
Aww. It does suck if your name's just Crystal and there's just a bunch of just pervs out there that just assume you're a dancer.
Yeah. And, well, this Crystal's not helping because she's in the news for borrowing a sex toy from her neighbor, and then she refused to give it back, which, you know, if somebody, first of all, borrows a sex toy, you got to wonder, like, really, you want to borrow this? And secondly, you really don't want it back once you give it to them. I mean, don't you just go, you know what, I'll get another one.
That's yours for now on.
It's like loaning out some underwear. You know what? Keep it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. The neighbor she borrowed the sex toy is her cousin, and he's a dude. So the story's a little weird.
It just keeps getting better. Not weird.
It's like, what kind of sex toy would he have that he's using that you'd want?
Well, in all fairness, maybe it's his significant others.
Oh, then he's giving, then it's really her sex toy.
Who's her?
Well, in other words, if it's his significant others, you know, like if he's basically using it on somebody else, it's really theirs. He's just helping them use it.
I think it's I wouldn't like, you know, when you come over to my house and you're like, that's a nice TV. I'm like, it's my TV. It's not my wife's TV.
Well, you're not.
It's our TV.
You're not putting that TV in places where I don't mind.
You don't know me.
I feel like wherever that sex toy goes, that's the owner of the toy. When it goes to places that really I don't want, you know,
tomato. You can agree to disagree on this.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what is this guy? If it's his, then I'm thinking of as a special episode of The Sopranos starring Ralphie. So this dude's name is Michael, and he showed up at her place 2 Saturdays ago, and he said he wanted the toy back. And we don't know.
He was like in dire need of it at that very moment. Like he's just like, where is that damn toy?
Yeah, I mean that's
Sheila has it.
Yeah, that's
or Crystal.
Whoa, we don't know what the toy is. This is bad reporting. We don't know how long she had the toy. We don't know what it is, but she did refuse to hand it over, and she said, "Get off of my property!" and grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed him with it because hey. He's a cousin. He should know how she is, right? It's like, hey, look, you know what? Hey, all right, cousin. You know, I'm the stabby cousin. Okay, here I come.
The stabby cousin.
Yeah. Now, she claims he grabbed her by the elbow, and that's why she stabbed him, which, all right, well, if you're putting your hands on people, you have to expect them to defend themselves. And he says,
bonked him in the head with the toy.
Yeah, good call. We don't know what the toy was, Steve. They won't tell us.
I keep looking. I see mug shots of her.
Yeah.
Apparently she was once arrested in 2017 for meth.
Oh, no. I find that hard to believe that she has a history of problems.
But still not finding anything about the toy.
Yeah. He says she was just acting crazy. Now, again, with a history of meth, it could be if she had meth issues. I mean, you do act a little crazy when you're on the meth. He wasn't seriously hurt. He did refuse medical treatment. I guess he's like, I don't need you. You know what? It's just a flesh wound. I'm fine. Yeah, Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Kentucky.
There you go.
I would imagine being a neighbors and you're witnessing all this arguing. You maybe look out your window and you're hearing like this person, like, isn't that his cousin?
Yeah.
And she's, I'm not giving you back that sex toy.
And if you're a police officer, here's what you get to do. Crystal was sweeping her porch when the cops showed up, and she got into a fighting stance when they tried to arrest her. Did she get into the Mortal Kombat fighting stance?
Did she have the broom and like start like spinning around?
Oh, well, maybe so. Yeah, like a bow stick.
Yeah,
like she's Donnie. I'll show you. I know what's up. Wow. Yeah, they did eventually get her into custody because apparently the broom was probably not as formidable a weapon as she thought it could be, or she was just high, I don't know. Again, she could have used the toy as a weapon, but we don't know what it was. Damn, dude. We're just living we have the wrong cousins and we're living in the wrong state.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a very close relationship with my cousins. Oh yeah,
you don't have a stabbing relationship with your cousins?
I don't know if I'd even loan them a CD, let alone a sex toy.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't let them watch your TV, is what you're saying, even though it's you and your wives. You're not watching with the TV. No, you're not doing it. Well, listen, we've got happier news. I don't know if you've seen this video. It's on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, and it's being spread everywhere. As this adorable 3-year-old girl just laughed when her older brother tattled on her to their mom after she said a bad word.
I heard her say, "Don't be mad at me, I'm just telling you."
Okay.
She said, "Shh, don't be mad at me." It was her.
Okay.
She said,
Daddy.
She likes that word.
Dude, my wife sent me that last night while we were at the Kraken game. She's like, does this little child remind you of anybody? And I was like, oh, man. Yeah, I could totally see Tatum being that because she just looks so proud of the fact that she did that.
Now, do we know what the word was?
I think the S word.
It was the S word. Okay, so that I thought it was, but okay. So she said the S word.
Yeah, what's up with the brother snitching on her though?
See, it's starting. It starts young with siblings,
the older
man.
brother. You should look out for her.
No, you want to get that little thing in trouble as much as possible.
Dude, I was going to say, this sounds like audio probably from like BJ's life. Like I could totally see Joey D's being like, "Hey, Dad, did you know that Sarah said blank?" And then Sarah just being like,
I only remember Joey physically just going, I'm going to see if I can get rid of this kid that's ruining my life. I had a great life. Then she came along.
What?
So, I remember a vivid memory of Joey being 3 years old on the couch. Sarah is an infant. And she gave him a book, sometimes they'll go, look, your baby brother gave you this book, or your baby sister, she came into the world, she gave you this book, and see, she's really a great little sister. She's going to be great in your life. She came in with a gift. And Joey took that gift and ninja started at her head. He was just not having it, yeah.
That's very true. Yes, I dunked on her.
Yeah.
That's how I knew I was going to be a basketball player when I was young.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he knew, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really factor in the whole older sibling rivalry, kind of mad at the attention that the cuter new toy is.
Do you not remember how your brother treated you?
Yes. No, that's why I forgot, but one of my earliest memories was, and I witnessed, the first thing I can remember about my brother was him lying to my parents about how I got hurt. I was in a crib type thing. I'm trying to get up, and he just wound up and punched me right in the face.
Damn.
Full on nose. I go back. I'm crying. My parents come in, and he has the nerve. He's like, there was a bee on Steve's nose, and I was just trying to swat the bee off of his nose. And I remember even at that, that is truly one of the earliest memories. And I remember even thinking, there was no bee. You just punched me in the face.
Yeah.
Damn.
And, they knew that, too. They were like, okay. Because,
No, but they all high-fived them and bought him ice cream for being a hero.
Oh, well, all right.
I'm kidding.
Maybe they didn't know.
I don't remember that much. That's the only little part. It's a little, you have little snapshots of memories, but you don't have the full story.
Yeah.
That's a little snapshot that'll never leave me. And I'll always remember that he blamed it on a bee.
How bad would it be, though, if there really was a bee there and you just don't remember that? Like, like he really was trying to help you out.
You could be right. Maybe and then that was the moment where he's like, this stupid kid, I tried to save his life and he's still giving me a hard time.
You know what? I'm going to give him a second punch for real this time.
I'm going to show him what it's like to have an abusive brother.
There you go.
Beat him up all the time.
All those years later, he's like, I'll show him. Hey, Candlebox is in town for 2 shows tonight and tomorrow. And so happy to have their frontman, Kevin Martin, joining us. Yeah. We'll be talking to Kevin at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
I'm glad we can take this time for ourselves.
I know, me too. It's nice going on new adventures, experiencing new things, and creating new memories again. I missed you when you seemed lost in your gambling.
Well, I'm back and ready to visit new places and see new sights. Oh, and try new foods.
Yes, new foods.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, always excited to have our next guest on, and awesome that Candlebox is back in town doing an acoustic show tonight at the Neptune, full-on electric show at the Paramount tomorrow night. Please welcome to the show from Candlebox, it's Kevin Martin.
Hey, Kevin, good to talk to you again, man.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Oh man, we're doing really well, and Kevin, congrats on the new album Wolves, man. Am I loving that album? That's some good stuff.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I love it as well. I'm very lucky with this record. I don't know what I've done.
Yeah, I know. Like last time we talked to you was when we were celebrating the 50th anniversary, like a year ago, and you were like, "Oh, that record's it's done. We're gonna have it out soon." And it's like kept waiting, and finally, was it like a couple of months ago when it came out? And man, yeah, it just sounds just has a great big sound to it. I love the record.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, me too.
So you got the acoustic show tonight at the Neptune. We're talking to Kevin Martin of Candlebox. Also the full-on electric show at Paramount tomorrow night. How difficult is it to go from to go unplugged to plugged in such a short amount of time?
It's more psychological than actual physical difficulty, and that just comes from trying to remember the lyrics and the parts.
Yeah.
It's such a different. You're so naked in an acoustic environment, which I really love. I got to credit Pete, our old guitar player, with this. For years and years and years, he pressed me to do acoustic shows, and I was just never really that confident in my voice and my playing as a musician to, I guess, stretch my arms out for that. And I started doing it about 6 or 7 years ago, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, man, I said to him, I said, man, I'm so sorry we could have been doing this forever. I mean, I just love doing it. So, it's not that difficult. It's just that kind of, making sure that you know your parts, because they, you can't hide behind the amp and the noise and the reverb of the room. It's everybody's going to be listening to what we're doing if we're doing it right. There's going to be one guy yelling out that that's the wrong chord. I swear to God.
Well, now you're encouraging it.
Yeah.
Wrong chord.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. There's always that guy in the house, I suppose, and that might, I can definitely appreciate that. Yeah, that would scare me. Like you said, just the nakedness of being up there without, just having, the whole production that just is part of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very, very emotionally, mentally challenging process, but that's about it.
Kevin, this might be a dumb question, but I have a lot of friends that play guitar and sing, and they seem to have like their go-to acoustic song, like a cover that they like to play whenever like they're warming up or just hanging out with some buddies and they just start jamming on something. Is there a certain song that you love to cover when you're doing acoustic stuff?
Gosh, I do a lot. I do a lot of Seattle songs, Nutshell. Of course, River of Deceit, Mad Season. Just recently started doing Seasons by Chris Cornell, which has been just kind of to pay homage to that beautiful human being. But really when it comes to warming my fingers up, I generally go to a Candlebox song, something that's just simple structure movements, your basic G, C, D, E, which can be Far Behind or Cover Me. Or then sometimes I'll go with some of the stuff that's in the minors, maybe a Vulgar Before Me, which is A minor to E minor movement, just to kind of get the fingers moving around a little bit. But cover songs, that's really just kind of most of the time it's just something off the cuff. I'll be playing a show and I'll be like, I really want to play the song, and I just decide to play it. So, but no real go-tos, if you will.
We're talking to Kevin Martin, and of course, he and Candlebox will be doing an acoustic show at the Neptune tonight and a full-on electric show at the Paramount tomorrow night. Get the tickets and info at candleboxrocks.com. And also, don't check out the new album, Wolves. Man, there's a lot of good stuff on there. And, Kevin, it's an interesting thing. There are people like Steve whose entire lives, their young lives were basically formed and influenced by the Seattle sound. And then there's a guy like me who is, about 15 years older than Steve. So when the Seattle sound was breaking, I didn't have the same, my life wasn't the same. I'm raising kids. I'm just trying to, figure and put money, I put, food on the table and all that. So it just, it didn't raise me, but what I'm noticing is that I am like a new fan of all of the bands that are still making music. And I just love that you guys are bringing the same kind of thought and philosophy to music making that you did then, and you're still doing it now. And I love the new music. It's like you're hitting me where I am, even though I am surely not a 20-year-old dude going, that's right. You know what? The world is, there's a lot wrong with the world. You guys are telling it. And I love hearing where you are now, because it feels like you're kind of where I am now, which is so interesting that, have people of our demographic.
Yeah, it's getting old is a strange thing.
It really is.
That's the best way to sum it up, right?
It really is.
It's just a strange thing because you're still pissed off, but you have a different platform when you're older. I think that for me, I've never stopped having that, piss and vinegar thing, man. Things piss me off, and I'm a very empathetic person too. So I have that other side of me that's just, God, I understand, what people are going through. And I've been there. I've done that. I've seen most of all of it, I think. But I still have something to say. And I'm happy that I have something to say. And I'm happy that I have a band that will allow me to, write these songs, and will write these songs with me, and will go on that journey that I take them on, and that fans allow us to do that. I think that Candlebox is, the most famous band you don't know. I think, because of Far Behind, that's the song that everybody knows, but we have so much music that we've done over the years. And, certainly the celebration of Lucy's 26th anniversary, we were supposed to do it last year on her 25th. But,
right.
That's when we were revisiting these songs here in rehearsal this week. It's the original band, Pete, Marty, Scott, and myself. We wrote these songs together. And there's so much that's being said in them that it is relevant now. And it's kind of strange that I was able to, at an early age and at an old age, be able to continue to tap into those emotions that I have that, listen, the world doesn't change that much, except for a pandemic, which really changed things drastically. But, since the 90s, things really haven't changed. They've gotten worse, and in some cases better. But everybody's got something that they're dealing with now on a different level because of technology and the advancements in that, and the fact that we are constant head down looking at our phone sort of thing. We're missing a whole bunch of life, and I've been talking about that for a long time. There's so much out there for us as human beings to absorb and take in, and there's so much beauty in the world, but we seem to be looking for that darkness for some reason, and that's just it bothers me a bit.
Man, that's you ought to write songs. I mean, that's some that's some good stuff.
Ever thought about songwriting?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, there's a lot that could be explored if you put that to music.
Kevin, you mentioned Lucy and the 25th anniversary last year, and it's like one of those things, where did the time go? But do you look back on like any moment during that time with such a great record and either touring or the recording process? Is there a certain memory that you think about when you think about the time making Lucy?
Yeah, my fondest memory is where the hell are Barty and Pete? And that was about every day for 6 weeks.
They just disappeared from the studios?
They just would not, we were supposed to start at noon, and they would roll in at 6 o'clock,
these rock stars.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's some great memories with Lucy. I mean, we had, it's a record that for the longest time I really didn't like, mainly because I felt that it was too, there was too much rawness in it. Although we did want to strip the songs down, I felt, for a long time, that it was really just too plugged in, with not enough reverb. And now, listening to it and preparing for these shows, I realized it's exactly what I wanted, and I just didn't realize it at the time. I'm so grateful that this record actually was made and that it sold to an audience that wasn't really prepared for it. I think everybody was expecting another Far Behind and another Change and You and Rain and all that stuff from the debut. And we made a record that has none of that in it. Mm-hmm. And people went with it and have enjoyed it. And they are buying tickets to see this show, which, I'm a happy person, man. I'm just a really happy person. I'm happy to see the guys again. I'm loving Lucy, which, for the longest time I would tell people I hate it and I'm an idiot. Yeah, just there's some, I got to write a book about the making of Lucy. I think it'd be the one book that I would write just about that whole process and the things that we went through as a band to try and, accomplish this album. And the writing process. I mean, I think it was it Earthquake in 95 here in Seattle?
It might have been 99-ish to 2000, somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah,
I think, if you're thinking Nisqually.
It was after 97.
Yeah.
There was one.
Yeah, because I was here, and that's when I first joined up, and when I first came to Seattle was 99, and all of a sudden there's a shaker. I'm like, okay, I thought that was only LA. Great.
Maybe it was like a smaller one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 95, because we were in rehearsals, and I remember the floor kind of shifted under me. And I was like, what was that? And then my girlfriend at the time called me. She goes, we just had an earthquake. I'm like, and she was from San Francisco, so she knew exactly what was going on.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. So like those kind of weird things you remember when you're making an album, Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting album. And I think that, the way that we're playing these songs, tonight and tomorrow night, of course, it's not just the Lucy record. We're really doing a best of sort of thing. 30 years of Candlebox rock and roll, of Pete, Barty, and Scott and myself, that era of Candlebox. And so, we're sprinkling in some magic and we're sprinkling in a little bit of salt and pepper all over the place. And, it's going to be pretty great. We're excited.
And we're talking to Kevin Martin, again, acoustic show tonight at the Neptune, and he just told you why you want to go and why you want to see that show, because it is a 30-year celebration. And then, of course, the full-on electric show happens tomorrow night at the Paramount. Tickets, info, whatever you need, candleboxrocks.com. The new album, Wolves, if you haven't checked it out. And Kevin, as you talk about how, like, you're in good shape and you're feeling good about life and you're doing well, I'm looking at this album, because I know that songs are put on things intentionally, and as I listen to the album, I'm like, man, man, there are so many ways I can go with interpretation. I mean, my weakness, it's like, okay, my brain is like, okay, my mind is trying to figure out what this is about. And of course, it's, art is about me interpreting what it is. But then, I look at Riptide and I look at Don't Count Me Out. And then you start the whole album off with all downhill from here, which you easily could interpret two different ways. Because usually when people say it's all downhill from here, they're usually going, that's it, it's over. You know what? I'm just waiting to die. And watching the video, you go, all right, well, you guys have seen a lot, done a lot, whatever. And, you could easily think, wow, I mean, Kevin and the boys are just like, yeah, we've had our best days behind us. But I'm not sure that's exactly what that means.
No, it's not. I mean, it's really just that, I've accomplished what I set out to, and even 10 times what I actually, really set out to do, with the success of Candlebox and everything. And I've seen some amazing things, and I love, and it's been a really, to quote Dewey Cox, it's been a lovely ride,
Wrong.
And,
wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? That's a win. Just that you quoted that movie. That's the win right here, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but exactly, in ways that make us feel good. But, it's been great. And if this is the way down, I'm gonna love every minute of it, and these fans that have been coming to see us, bringing their kids and stuff for, going on 30 years now is just amazing to me. And I love it. And I'm, the joke is that this is what my doctor said to me at my 40th birthday physical, when he pulled his finger out of my butt, he's like, so it's all downhill from here now. But, it's kind of the way it goes.
Good old Dr. Jellyfinger.
Wasn't that the name of the record originally, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I know, you're absolutely right. But at 40 years old, when all of a sudden you're having that moment, and the doc goes, "Oh, you think it's going to get better? Well, got news for you, buddy. There's a lot of things you're going to have to do in order to keep you on the planet."
I didn't think today I was going to think about rock stars having to get that thing checked out, and then now I'm thinking, has there ever been an instance where the doctor knew that rock star and was a fan of the band, and how weird is that? Like, to be able to have that connection, literally with
connection
with a band or a singer that you're a fan of. Like, I wasn't expecting to think about that this morning. Thank you, Kevin. But
you're welcome. I'm happy that that's in your brain space now.
Hey, Kevin.
Well, yeah. Thank you for the doctor giving us the unplugged performance for
DJ.
Hey,
lady.
Hey, before we have to let you go, man, you're in Seattle. Obviously, had a great time living here and great experiences here. Is there like a go-to for you when you come back to town? Like, you're like, oh, I got to go to this restaurant, or I go to this coffee shop, or is there somewhere that you always make it a point because you're here for a couple of days that you're like, I absolutely have to go check that out again?
Yeah, Matt's in the Market is my favorite restaurant here.
That's so good.
I go to it as many times as I can when I'm here. I just love the food there. And the view's amazing, too.
Yeah, right by Pike Place. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I you know what? I don't think I've ever been there, and now I got to get there. I had no idea.
It's like right by the main part of the market. It's like on the second level, and it's a really good restaurant.
You go up there. It's fantastic. The view's amazing. You're looking at the Pike Place Market sign. You can see the sound. It's awesome.
Oh, man. All right. That is, you know what? There's a tip. I've been here for how long? That's a tip.
Kevin, BJ wants you to take him there. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I promise you I won't give you any exams, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right on, man. Well, let's do it. It's a date.
Yeah, Kevin, it is, you're always great to us when you're on the show, and love talking to you, man. Congrats on the new album. Congrats on the acoustic show tonight at the Neptune, and of course the big show tomorrow at the Paramount. We're just so happy to have you on.
And awesome hearing you on the Breaking Waves podcast, which is all about the Seattle music scene.
Oh, yeah, man.
Thank you for being a part of that. That podcast
my
is out
pleasure.
there. It's a great podcast.
Right on. Man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything.
Oh, our pleasure, Kevin. And don't forget, Tix info at candleboxrocks.com. Kevin Martin, thanks very much, man. Take it easy.
You got it. We'll see you guys.
So yesterday, Steve, the guy that he is, did get this one right.
Whose famous tomb was opened in Egypt in 1922?
That would be... Oh, man, what's his name? King Tut.
Yes. Nice.
Nice job.
It's what's up, man.
I'm still impressed, even though I heard it yesterday. I was like, wow. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike.
I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.